here. Because y'all know this device has been acting crazy in recent weeks. I don't know. I want to make sure that my mic is right. Is the audio coming through? Because last night the audio wasn't coming through for a minute or two. I don't want to do that. So, all right. When I see it come on my PC, then I know we got our shit together. We got it together. We good. We good. I don't like to flip it down like that, but all right, let's go. Y'all feeling, man? Saturday. Yeah. Yeah, brothers and sisters. Yeah. Let me pause for a second. Listen. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, on this 22nd of February, we are talking about we're asking the question: did your brothers and sisters raise you? Did you help raise your siblings? Did you help raise your siblings? So what we're going to talk about today is a situation where your brothers and your sisters, or your brothers and or your sister may have help to develop you, to raise you, to groom you, to prepare you for life in the absence of parents, or maybe in addition or in assistance to your parents. You know, when you really think about the importance of having brothers and sisters, and I've recognized that there are people who are only children, or maybe there may be only two of them, and brothers and sisters help each other out. They help to shape your personality. Because when the older sibling is responsible or influential, they can play a really big part in showing the younger ones how to act, how to do things, how to protect themselves, how to shield themselves, or stay out of trouble. Or sometimes on the negative side, they may show them how to get in trouble, how to not be such a great influence. But nonetheless, whether you are a positive influence or a negative influence on your life, there are some siblings, there are some older brothers and sisters that have played an integral role in helping their younger siblings to be able to survive, you know? So we're going to talk about that today. So I just wanted to make sure that we took a little time out right here in the middle, and get this intro together. So let's continue. I was getting this together last night. Nah, don't worry about it. Let's get it popping, man. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. So today, like I told y'all before, we are talking about, did you help raise your siblings? Did you help raise your siblings? Did you help raise your brothers and your sisters? Were you there? Could they look up to you? I said, did you provide a good example? Say, did you come around and represent? Were you responsible? Did you hold it down? Can you be relied upon? What's going on? Are you the one they should look up to? I said, are you the one they look for fun? I said, did you introduce them to negativity? I said, will you correct the way to be? Let's get into it. Let's get into it, baby. I'm ready if you are ready, and I'm even ready if you're not. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Hold on, y'all. I gotta take care of something real quick. Hold on. I'm back. I'm back. We're back. Everything is all right. Everything is gonna be all right. How y'all feeling today on this glorious Saturday afternoon, the 22nd of February? You know, February is a short month. Black History Month is that month that goes like this. People get their tax money as fast as they got the tax money be gone by March. And you only have 28 days to do it, 29 in the leap year. What's going on? T. Carry right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your sight and dimples. D's. Thanks for coming on down and being down with me and Cheryl Halsey. Good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all. Good to see all the time. And Tide. What up, Tide? Says, yo, son, what's up, bro? Man, what's up with you? Good to see you. Appreciate it. And Emily Dunlap is in the house. Wow, she's about to turn it out. What's going on, man? What's going on? How y'all feeling? Todd says it's Big Bird chicken dinner. All right. So we're talking about, did you help raise your siblings? There are a lot of brothers and sisters out here that play such an important, pivotal role in their brothers and sisters' lives. I've known people, grown up with people who really had to thank their brothers and or their sisters for just helping them to still be alive. And that's not something to really discount. If you've ever been thankful for your life, thankful to somebody else besides God for your life, you understand what I'm talking about. And you also may know what I'm talking about when you have somebody to thank for the negative things that may have happened to you. Like if it wasn't for you showing me this or making me do this or introducing me to this, then my life might have turned out a whole lot better. So you can understand where I'm coming from when it comes to that. This is not easy. Y'all know how it's not really easy to stay alive, to be alive, to come alive, to just be able to live in this world, be born into this world, to grow into adulthood, and to be able to maintain. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So, but it is the thing that we all have to do. We can't stay children forever. And even when we are children, you know how influential older people are to us when we are young. You know what I'm saying? Understand, overstand? Let me share this show. I would appreciate if y'all would hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Son show. Help me out a little bit. Hit the like button, share the show. Get your shares up, man. I noticed we've been lazy on the shares. Get your shares. Share with your people. Let them get into this. This is a good topic today. I think it is. I do. I think this is going to be a really good topic, and it's going to be something that we can really put our minds into and try to navigate in reverse where our life is going. You know, like I was saying, if you've ever had somebody to thank for the negative things that have happened in your life, like for example, if you have been raised by an older sibling who introduced you to gang culture, violence, mayhem, possibly even murder, things like that. You know, it could have been possible that your life would have been on a totally different path had your older brother or older sister not introduced you to drugs, made it seem cool, or taught you how to be responsible, or how to steal, or how to duck responsibility, you know, lie your way out of things, never admit your faults, never admit that you're wrong, never apologize, things like that. So if you are an older sibling who has done that to your younger siblings, you know, you kind of know, you know, when the smoke clears, you kind of know the role that you have played when it comes to helping out with your brothers and sisters. You know where your influence is. If you always had your brothers and sisters sniffing behind you, always wanting to go where you went, maybe dressing like you, talking like you, acting like you, always wanting to be around you, always coming to get you for things, always counting on you, relying on you, calling on you. You know what it is. And I'm really wondering if the age gap has a lot to do with the way that the influence will play out, or should I say, the way that the respect level will grow to. So this is what, gosh darn it, I had my mouse getting a little extra juice so I can make sure we made it through this show, because I've been promising myself to charge up this mouse for the past week, and I keep forgetting to do it. But we good. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a poll question going early. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Let me get this right. Because like I said, they limit me to 100 characters. So, I'm a little windy. You know what I'm saying? I be needing more words, more characters than that. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to break it down like this. What I'm thinking about is this. If you say that you've played uh, a big role in raising your brothers and sisters. Like if you can actually stand before people and say, yeah, when my brothers and sisters were younger, I had to step in and make sure that they had the things that they need. I may have had to, I may have had to drop out of school. I may have had to adjust my class schedule and go to work. I may have had to pay some bills. I may have had to play the role of the mom or the dad when my mom was really sick or my dad couldn't work or parents were on drugs or they passed away. You know what I mean? There have been plenty of brothers and sisters who played the role of their parents when the parents, I mean, who played the role of parents to their children. I'm sorry, to their siblings, their younger siblings, when for whatever reason the parents could not be there. Like, so I'm wondering if that in order for your older brother or sister to be correctly influential in your life, do they need to have to do they need to be significantly older? Like, do they have to be 5 or 6 years or more older than you for you to listen to what they have to say? Do y'all think that? So that's basically what I'm asking as the poll question. Does an older sibling have to be much older to get the respect of their younger siblings? That's the question. So let's try this. Let's try this. All right. So that's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Son show. Did you help raise your brothers and sisters? Did you? Did you? I mean, it could be the case that you did. And if you did, I think that that's a noble gesture because so many when you become a teenager, you want to hang out with your friends, you want to do the things that you want to party, maybe start drinking, smoking, having fun, hanging out. Those are the things that young people do, exploring, maybe even start having sex and damn near starting your own family. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where like maybe a 16-year-old, yeah, I'm going to be nice. A 16 or a 17-year-old that got pregnant also raised their babies along with their younger babies. So you might have a little sister or a little brother that's already an aunt and uncle by the time they like 4 or 5 years old. So you raising your baby and raising your younger toddler or infant brothers and sisters along with your newborn. It happens. You know, a lot of people might look at that situation like it's ratchet, like it's wrong, like it's ghetto, like this only happens to the poor, and all of those things may be true. But guess what? All of those things can happen. They do happen. I've seen them happen, and you may have too. So, is there anybody that is listening right now that has had a role in raising their younger brothers and sisters? Have you done it? Have you been there? Have you seen it? You know, like, you know, did you step up? Because, and that's really what it boils down to. When you talk about, did you raise your younger siblings? You are talking about stepping up to the plate because you didn't have to do it. You didn't have to do it. And if you chose to do it, then, you know, hats off to you. And hopefully you did it in the best way that you could. Sometimes brothers and sisters will bond together for, you know, like, let's say you have a lot of brothers and sisters. Certain brothers and sisters within the family group may bond with each other better. Like maybe the two younger ones who are closer in age bonded better than the ones in the middle or the ones that are older. And we're talking about if you come from a large family, maybe more than 5 children or more. I think that's a large family. Nowadays, people might say a large family is 4 children. That's not a large family from what I know. Now, it is more surprising to see like a family with 8 children now. But when I was growing up, yeah, that was kind of regular. Yeah, I'm number 3. I'm the 3rd child of 8. Yeah, that used to happen a lot. So taking that into consideration, what does an older sibling have to do in order to connect with the younger siblings, or to get the respect, or to be a leader? What do they have to do in order to lead? That's why I asked about the age frame. You know, because if my brother and or sister is only a couple of years older than me, you know, like, am I gonna maybe my mom or my dad put them in charge of me as far as, you know, all right, since you the oldest, you make sure everybody get washed. You make sure that nobody gets cheated out of any cereal and milk. You make sure that everybody gets to watch whatever they have to on TV. So there are plenty of parents that have multiple children that had to work a lot. So they left their kids in the care of the older siblings. I mean, that's what had to happen. That's what had to happen. My man Johnny West, what's good? What's good, my dude? He says, I remember fighting a big brother because I messed with the one kid in middle school. I remember fighting a big brother because I messed with the one kid in middle school. Like, what do you mean by that exactly? Like, what are you saying? I want to make sure that I'm reading right. What you mean by that? You had to fight a big brother. You had to fight a big brother that wasn't your big brother because I messed with one kid in middle school. What does that mean? Just trying to understand. Make sure I don't get it all twisted. Make sure I don't get it all tangled up. Make sure I don't get it all misconstrued. TK Wright says he messed with someone and had to fight that person's big bro. Okay, is that what he's saying? You sure? I mean, because how can we be sure? I just want to be sure. I just want to get it right. That's all. I just want to get it right. Just want to get it right, y'all. That's all. That's all. Okay. All right. Well, Johnny says a high school kid tried to fight me because I messed with his brother. Okay. All right. Okay. So all right. So you had to fight a high school kid when you was in middle school. Did you win? You know? Did you win? You know. So fighting fighting for your baby brothers and sisters. I'm not sure if that's a way of raising them. It's definitely a way of protecting them. But when we talk about raising your brothers and sisters, I'm talking about really, really getting in there in the trenches, like really, really getting down and dirty, actually playing the role of a mom or a dad, playing the role of a parent, whether the parent is in their lives or not. I was a teenager in the 80s, and that was a crack era. So you saw a lot of things during the crack era as far as families were concerned. Saw a lot of things. Some things were kind of horrific. Some things were, it was like, okay, well, it is what it is. We got to deal with what we got to deal with. But one thing I saw during the crack era in the 80s was a lot of parents turning to drugs and not being there for their children. I mean, it was going on a lot. Really, really shook up the black community as far as family is concerned. So when the mom is on drugs, even though she may have been a decent mom otherwise as far as showing love and affection, but she's on drugs. So her energy is being pulled towards substance abuse, and she doesn't really have time to be a responsible parent. Now, there were two types of drug addict parents when you think about how the 80s was set up and the crack era came in. You had the drug addict parents that still worked, still held on, tried to keep the family together, tried to control themselves and their addiction as much as possible. And then you had the parents who started getting high. They wasn't all that responsible for their kids or with their kids before they started getting high. But after they started getting high, basically anything went. So the kids had to raise themselves. They had to feed themselves. They had to go to school themselves. They had to find a way to kind of survive on their own. They had to basically raise themselves. So a big brother or a big sister might have been really, really important at the time. Johnny West says, hell no, I ran away. He said that high school kid wasn't whooping your ass. Okay. Hey, listen, my dad told me. He told me that a good run is better than a bad stand any day. I didn't listen, but he was right. He was right. And I probably would have listened, except for the other kids around my way taught me that there is no greater disgrace than running from someone in a fight. And for some reason, that stuck with me and made me duke it out. At times I got jumped when I probably should have just jetted. Like when you see a group of niggas coming from that way and you know that they gonna fuck with you, since you saw them before they saw you, it probably would have been a better idea to just get out of sight before they see you. Nope. That's just not the way my peer training had told me to be. Like, nope, you stand strong, you be brave, and they'll respect you. Well, anyway, yeah, I probably should have listened to that. But yeah, so the way that the crack era was shaping up, and the way that things were happening when I was younger, yeah, man, like it was you found a lot of brothers and sisters stepping up to the plate to try to help out they younger brothers and sisters, and to keep them out of foster care, to keep the family from being broken apart. And a lot of things had to be done. There were a lot of sibling heroes. There were a lot of sibling heroes that I witnessed growing up. Some of them did it. And it's not a thing to be discounted or ignored when you put your own desires, your own wants, your own selfishness on hold so that somebody else can have something else. And y'all y'all share the same bloodline. You don't always have to share the same bloodline. But remember, to highlight this whole concept, remember the Big Brothers and Big Sisters Association? That was a big deal in the 70s and 80s, being a big brother or a big sister. Now, the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America were it was an organization that took high school kids or teenage kids and had them mentor young kids. They took responsible, decent teenage kids and paired them up with wayward or potentially wayward or potentially at-risk young people to make sure that they were shown the better way out here. That's how long it's been bad out here. Do they even have big brothers and big sisters anymore? Because I don't, maybe it's because I don't watch a lot of TV, but I don't see that anymore. I don't see those commercials for that. Big Brothers and Big Sisters of America. Okay. It's still going on. It says, as the nation's largest donor and volunteer supported mentoring network, Big Brothers Big Sisters makes meaningful monitored matches between adults. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, okay. All right. Big Brothers and Big Sisters. I remember when my cousin, may he rest in peace, he was a big brother, big sister. Damn, I wish they could have finished that mission statement, but I don't think I really need it. Do any of y'all know anybody that was a big brother or a big sister that volunteered to be a big brother or a big sister to young children, to the youth that were potentially at risk, or they were not? It wasn't just for children who were at risk. It was also for children that they wanted to keep on the right path, instill positivity. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Johnny West says, isn't that called having a father figure? Well, back in the day, I don't remember a lot of people talking about having a father figure. You had a father or you didn't. You know what I mean? Today, we're talking about brothers and sisters helping to raise their siblings. But aunts and uncles have been doing it for years. Look at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know it's a bad example, but it's an example nonetheless. Father figure. What is a father figure? I mean, we may have different definitions of what a father figure is supposed to be. But one thing is for sure, whether you consider yourself to be a father figure or not, when you are doing the right things when it comes to a younger person. So when that younger person is sharing your bloodline and they're looking up to you, they're talking like you. Their mannerisms are starting to be like yours. They're walking like you. They're trying to dress like you. They're hanging on every word. They telling their friends, well, my brother says this, or my sister says that, or you ain't better than my brother, or your brother ain't better than my brother, or your sister can't do what my sister do. Like my sister might be the best on the balance beam. She the best on the balance beam. You can't do the balance beam like my sister can do. She like Gabby. She like Gabby on the balance beam. What are you talking about? Brothers, young siblings often look up to their older brothers and sisters. And so the influence that older brothers and sisters may have on their younger siblings is a strong thing. And it's an important role. Very, very important. It can go a long ways towards shaping the way that neighborhoods look. If my big brother is a blood or a crip or a gangster disciple or a vice lord or one of those other street gangs, a pagan, a Hell's Angel, if they are into that, you think that I'm not going to be influenced by that at all? When I see other gangsters coming to the house and hanging out with my brother and seeing them do drills and interact with each other, you think that's not going to have a big influence on me? There's no way. There's no way. There's more than likely I'm going to look at that like it's cool, and I'm going to start trying to do the things that they're doing, and it could probably land me in jail for the rest of my life or put me 6 feet under. My big brother might catch his fate before me. It happens. It happens. The same way that if my brother or my sister is a go-getter and they always into their books and they always, seeking higher education and they're always looking for ways to make a little money and they're never lazy and they're always helping out people and they're always reliable and dependable and they're always stressing do the right things and staying out of trouble. You think I'm not going to be influenced by that? I think I will. I know I will. I know I will. So did you raise or did you help raise your siblings, or could you or did you raise your siblings? Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, y'all are quiet as mice. Y'all really are. Y'all quiet as mice. I don't know what's going on. T. Carey Wright says, I help guide my cousins for sure. And with black people more than any other race, cousins are mad important. Cousins are mad important. Cousins are like brothers and sisters. Sometimes they're more like brothers and sisters than brothers and sisters are. Plenty of times, the cousins that you have are more akin to your brothers and sisters. Y'all may have grown up together. We're over each other's houses all the time. Maybe went to the same school, had the same classes, were in the same classrooms. Looked out for each other. Were there arm in arm with each other. So with a cousin, with an older cousin helping you out, it's a funny thing. And correct me if I'm wrong about this, but when it always feels funny calling a significantly older cousin your cousin. Like they automatic. It seems like when your cousin is really older than you, like let's say your cousin is 10 or 10 years or another double digit number older than you, somehow we try to push them into the aunt or uncle category. Am I wrong? Especially if they aren't your first cousin. Like if it's your first cousin, it's like, no, you're just my cousin. But if you a second cousin, aunt, uncle. Yeah, we really just cousins, but they're 20 years older than me. That's my aunt or that's my uncle. I don't know. Okay. All right. TK Wright says I was 18 years old and my 9-year-old cousin lived with me in my apartment. Says I bought sneakers, boots, and school clothes, paid for field trips, took them to church, and had them 2 weekends a month. Wow. You absolutely help raise your siblings or your younger cousins. We're going to call them siblings for the time being. Because that's definitely something that a parent would do and a great thing for a brother and sister to do. So how does an older sibling gain the respect of their younger siblings? How do they do it? What has to be done in order for an oldest or an older brother or sister to get the respect of their younger siblings in a way that will allow them to guide them, help them out, lead them in the right direction? What do they have to do? What do they have to do? Do they have to give them things? Do they have to instruct? Do they have to make them do it? Shout out to all of the older brothers and sisters that pulled rank. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all older brothers and sisters that pulled rank and made y'all younger brothers and sisters do shit. Shout out to my big sister Shell. She was the oldest, which is why we had to watch Star Trek. I don't care what nobody say. I didn't like none of that sci-fi shit, but she was big in the sci-fi, you know what I mean? So Star Trek, Star Wars, all that old spacey shit and all of that. She was into that. My dad was too. I definitely didn't get the sci-fi gene. I got the human drama and social science gene. That's what I got. We're going to deal with this shit right here on Earth. Did you see what he did? All right. So, yeah. That's why you know what? I blocked Star Trek out. I can't tell you nothing about Star Trek. I swear. I blocked it out. Only thing I really knew about Star Trek, I knew the names of the people on the show, but I didn't like the show. So I knew Dr. Spock and Captain Kirk and whoever the black lady was. I knew the characters and that little capsule that they put them in where they could wind up in another place by going in that capsule. I know about that, but the storylines of Star Trek, I can't tell you nothing about that shit. And I still don't really think that it was that popular of a show. It was only on for it wasn't on very long. People start talking about Star Trek like that shit was an iconic show that had this long run. That shit might have been on for 3 years, tops. How long was the original Star Trek on TV? 3 seasons. From September 8th, 1966 to June 3rd, 1969. They had 79 episodes. They wasn't on. That wasn't no hit show. Evidently it became a hit after the fact. Because other shows like Batman, Green Hornet, and all that kind of shit, they didn't do well either. But in syndication, And syndication, they was doing their numbers. Oh, TK, right? You said you're a Trekkie. Nah, I ain't fucking with that. Okay. TK, right? Also says we grew up like siblings. We call each other sister and brother. In order to get respect, you have to keep your word and be consistent. Mm, what if your younger brothers and sisters are really bad? What if they don't want to listen? What if they just want to find out everything for themselves? What if they just insist on wanting to get in trouble? How do you handle that? You know, my big head little brother always into some shit, always getting in trouble, always got to stay for detention, always getting suspended, always in a fight, always getting in trouble. How do you deal with them? How do you raise them? Cheryl Halsey, what's good? What's good? Lieutenant, Uhura. He says, I dressed up like her for Halloween. It was hot. So 3 seasons, big impact because of the diversity. They canceled the show after 3 seasons. I'm just saying. Two of them were bad, but the respect was still there. Okay. Cheryl Halsey says, I helped out with my 2 youngest sisters. Gave a lot of love like my mother. I hear that. I hear that. They canceled it after the interracial kiss. Was the original Star Trek, did it get good ratings? Okay, Star Trek aired on NBC from September 1966 to June 3rd, 1969. It was the first broadcast on September 6th, 1966 on Canada's CTV network, while on NBC, Star Trek's Nielsen ratings were low, and the network canceled it after 3 seasons and 79 episodes. Now it does say, just like I was saying, it became the #1 syndicated television, lasting 7 seasons, spawned 2 sequels, a prequel, 4 movies, and a vast marketing franchise. Star Trek and its spin-offs have proved highly popular in TV repeats in the United States and throughout the world. So the original Star Trek, didn't nobody want to see that shit. But later on, it started doing its numbers. It started doing. I mean, I already knew this. I looked it up before because I've always wondered, why do people like this shit? It's garbage. It is garbage. Shit sucked. You know what I think I didn't like about it? The show was too quiet. No bullshit. I think I didn't like the fact that there was no background sound. There was no. It just seemed like. It sounded like they were in a soundproof. Like ain't nothing going on. There was never any conversation in the background. Like I don't know. And maybe because they were supposed to be in space. You want to get rid of me real quick. Start putting human beings in spacey like situations and all of that and tell me that is real. That's all you got to do. I mean, like, well, it could happen. I don't deal with that. I don't really deal in I don't really deal in probabilities or possibilities that well. I'm like, well, why don't we just give them the real shit? Why don't we give them the stuff that actually did happen? Why? Anyway, so in my house, my oldest sister made us watch Star Trek and that goddamn MASH. MASH. My oldest sister was seven years, just about 8 years older than me. MASH. I had to watch MASH. Yeah! Time to go to bed when MASH comes on. Time to go to bed when MASH comes on. I don't know what they're talking about. I ain't like that MASH. I was ready to mash out and crash out. Didn't want to watch it on TV. She was 8 years older than me. So that made her around 13, 14, 15. What you watching that shit? It ain't clean. That shit was about the Korean War. I thought it was Vietnam. That's why it wasn't calm. No wonder didn't understand what they was doing. Nobody talks about the Korean War. What's this? Yo! TK Wright says the recent movies are very, very exciting. Lots of action and good acting. Elon proved that we can go to space. Well, Elon wasn't alive in the 60s. Where was Elon Musk when we was going when those people got killed in that submarine, in that little submarine a couple of years ago? Where was Elon then? You mean to tell me he had no hand? He got his hand in the air, but none in the water? Is that what you telling me? Is it? Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feel like real men and women should also. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about, did you help raise your siblings? Could you help raise your siblings? Did you raise your brothers and sisters? Did you help them out or did you diss them? Were you there? Did you care? Would you let them come around here? Did you help do their hair? Did you cut it? Did you shape it? Did you style it? Was it wild? It was a hell of a time when you look back in the day. You say, I'm half of the reason that they still alive. And when I was younger, I still had to provide. And I still had my own shit. Whatever happened, I owned it. So I stood like a man or a woman doing what I want, what I can. You know what I'm talking about? All right. Elpidio Nunez. Senor Nunez. ¿Cómo estás? What's up? What's going on, my brother? How you feeling, my dude? TK Wright says, I'm laughing so hard. I'm just saying, man. His match was depressing. I still watched it. I wasn't watching that shit, man. That motherfucker. That shit. And you know what? I had the nerve to watch the last episode like I had been watching the rest of the episodes. I ain't know none of that shit. Only thing I remember from MASH, because like I guess when I was a kid, I had a way of blocking out shows I didn't like. Evidently, because we had to watch that Star Trek shit. I remember. But I remember making sure that I didn't remember. Same thing with MASH. Here we are, me and my big sister, once again, watching the last episode of MASH. And I'm like, oh man, it's messed up. MASH is going off. I'm like, I didn't want to see that shit. Only thing I really remember is that they had a character on MASH with the last name McIntyre, like me, like us. And then he had a spinoff show called Trapper John MD. He had a spinoff show called Trapper John MD. Now that show was actually okay. That show was all right. I didn't have to get pushed to the TV for that one. I am wondering, well, how did I watch Trapper John MD? It must have came on one of those days when that wasn't one of my favorite TV days. Like, all right, well, what is on? All right, Trapper John MD. All right, cool. We gonna watch that. You know what I mean? Okay. Recco says, yo, it's Reva. What's going on? What's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Oh, shit. T. Carey Wright says, Elon was watching them sink while eating Swedish fish. And all this time, I thought he was eating red herring. Well, I'll be damned. I will be. I said. I will be. I said. I will be. I will be. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Did you help raise your siblings? You had a brother and your sister. Yo, man, I've seen it. And you know, when you young and you see an older brother or older sister looking out for their younger brothers and sisters, like T. Carey Wright was saying, I would see them, you know, shopping for them, buying them clothes, taking them places when they knew, like some, you know, we earlier in the show we was talking about, you know, the crack era and how so many kids was left to fend for themselves during the crack era. But also during the crack era, there was some parents that were just sick. You know what I mean? You know, there are a lot of parents who had children late in life, and the parents themselves might have had really bad health challenges. You know how that go. You got health challenges. Your mom is sick all the time, in and out of the hospital all the time. You know, that can have a hard impact on a family. You got young kids, you got young children who hardly ever see their parents, or when they see their parents, the parents aren't as much used to them because they always sick. They don't have the energy. They can't play. They can't go places with them. They can't take them places. They can't be there for them to raise them. So a lot of times brothers and sisters would step up, you know, until mommy get better, until daddy get better. You know, like I'm gonna help out. I'll take you to the park. I'll make sure you get to school and back home from school every day. I'll make sure that we got food in the refrigerator and that, you know, you get fed and all that kind of stuff. I've seen brothers and sisters do it, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's not the thing that you would hope. It's not the thing that you would want children to have to do, but it's a thing that sometimes becomes a necessity. Because if you really want to think about the alternatives, once you get CPS involved, and whatever CPS is called in your area, and that stands for Child Protective Services, and that's the agency that comes in and decides if children are being raised right, that they're not being abused, that they're not being steered in the wrong direction, that they are going to school. One of the easiest ways to alert CPS is for children to stop going to school. A lot of you start racking up a lot of absences in school, and you can best believe somebody gonna come knock on that door. First come the phone calls. Bring, bring. Is Dougie Fresh home? No, he's not here right now. Well, Dougie Fresh missed first period. Dougie Fresh missed first period. Yo, where Dougie at? Yo, he ain't been to school in like 2 whole weeks. That shit is cheeks. We ain't going for it. Somebody better answer, or we going to send you through like cancer. And it's about to spread, metastasize, Shit is crazy. Tears in your eyes. Yeah, we had to go into foster care. Shit was fucked up. But Mama Bear tried to get herself together, but she was just too sick. And we had to pick. All poison. It was either be together forever in the wrong way or stay. But when the state comes through, they ain't asking nobody else what to do. And they ain't asking you if you can go to Big Mama crib. They saying we got a nice warm house to live. So you gonna be with Miss Brenda. Or maybe even Miss Linda. Hardly ever the Mr. unless they was married. You know how it varies into a segment, a section. Yeah, that's child protection services. Yo, you get nervous, kid, when you see that van, then you see the man coming right to the door. You ain't trying to answer that door, but what for? They gonna get in one way or another because they gonna call the cops and you're gonna get stopped. What up, Jen Ramirez? Senorita Ramirez. And was that FM 303? My brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? Good to see me some you. My brother always be Moore's finest in the house. Recco says, I have two brothers and I'm older. Okay. How far in age are y'all apart, Recco? How far apart are you than your younger brothers? FM 303 says respect is not a one-way street. I don't respect no one who doesn't respect me. So do they have to respect you first, or do you offer respect and then if they don't respect you, then you revoke respect? Because honestly, I you know, I'm going to give you respect regardless. Now, what level of respect? That can vary, but I'm going to give you respect. Everybody is due respect at a meeting. Now, what happens after that? You kind of take matters into your own hands. Elpidio says, I am the youngest of 8 brothers. I helped them, but it held me back. Interesting. Okay. And so says, I'm the oldest by 4 years. My senior year was his freshman year. So when you was in the 4th grade, about to go to middle school, he was in the 1st grade. And so when you was about to get out of middle school and go to high school, he was in the 5th grade. And when you was about to graduate high school and go in the Air Force, he was in the 9th grade. I mean, am I right? Or did one of y'all get left back? Because that can happen too. I got left back in the 8th grade. Changed my life forever. It's the reason why I keep a chip on my shoulder now. Fucking 8th grade chip. I mean, I caught up and got put up and graduated on time, but you know what I mean? It was rough. It was rough, son. You know what I mean? She was hard out here. We have a call on the line.
You have a call from.
All right. So, what's good, man? Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Son show. Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind today? What's good?
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings, man. I just wanted to call in, say how you doing and stuff, then give you a little story about what happened with me helping my brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the youngest of 8, and in between years wise, like I'm 36 now. The one that's closest in age, I believe, is like 47 right now.
Okay.
And the thing is, me being the youngest one, I never had them help me growing up because they grew up in the Dominican Republic and came here grown for the most part. So the thing is, the way that I help them though is like the culture adjustment. they didn't understand really the culture of being in New York or being in America really. And I grew up in a project, so I had to explain certain things to them, like why certain things just hit people in the neighborhood would make fights because not the aggression, but the Spanish machismo. They didn't know how to control it really. And then also when it came down to families, when me being the youngest, I have nephews and nieces around the same age as me.
Mm-hmm.
And even it made some kind of resentment with my older brothers because when most of them was at work during my teenage years, I was with their children.
Okay.
And it made a deep resentment between me and my brother, one of my brothers, Wilson, because his daughters asked him, Dad, how come we see Uncle Peter more than we see you? And it kind of made him feel bad, and it made him kind of distance himself from me and stuff. So like, I love my brothers. I respect them. I would do anything for them, but I don't know where any of them live. They all live in New York around me somewhere. I don't know, but I love them. I respect them, regardless how they feel about me. You know, because they're my blood. Period. So it held me back in years because I literally sacrificed a good 15 years. Helping my brothers go on job interviews, helping them fill information out for shit they didn't know. Like I put myself on hold to help them, and it held me back. So you know, I kind of regret it, but still love them.
Cool. Well, what about you? What about your nieces and nephews? It sounds like you were there for them. Would you consider yourself to have helped raise some of them?
Yeah, because my out of the 8 brothers that's older than me, I can honestly say about 5 of them never changed their daughters' sons' diapers. I did. Um, it was like they kind of the thing is since I was around for so long to help them so much. When my brothers and their wives, you know, got caught cheating on divorces and the third, since they kind of started, you know, hating each other, having hatred, I kind of got exited out the group.
Okay.
They go to custody, fight battles over the children. So like, I haven't seen my nieces and nephews in years. But when I was around them when they were growing up, I helped them go pick them up from school, helped them with science projects. Because like one thing with my brothers being immigrants, they came to this country with the sole intent of making money.
Right.
Me growing up in a project without my father around, I know what it's like as a child, not having a father figure help me with a project, help me with school, or talk to me in general. So I was that for my nieces because my brothers basically did the same thing my father did, came here and just worked. But the relationship I had with them was beautiful.
Okay.
It was honestly beautiful. They grew up with, for example, 2 of my nieces, don't wear makeup because of me, not even because of their father. Like when they were little girls, like my one thing I don't like with a lot of men now, they when they do have when they have daughters, they give them the iPad or give them little makeup and let them play games. It's little girls like mock women. Like, no, you don't need no makeup. You're a little girl. Stay as a little girl. I've seen certain nieces, you know, they made a decision to be grown women, age of 15, 16, to have children. And because of me being in my niece's life, stopping them, you know, as children, listen, you're a little girl, remain a child, don't play with this makeup and shit. That's not for you. They didn't have children. They're in college. They're doing what they got to do now. So I feel proud for what I could do in their life to help them. But it made a big resentment between me and my brothers because they were like, you know, they have hatred towards me because of it.
Well,
I thought I was just doing my job.
Well, if they left you, if they left they kids in your care, what are they mad about?
The thing is because I guess is like when other families, like for example, my brother Wilson, like his ex-wife, when their family will call him on the shit and ask him to his face, listen, why your brother here every day checking on these girls more than you? Oh, I gotta work, you know, you got me on alimony, I gotta pay for my own house now. I'm still paying rent here until the divorce is done. Like they ended up hating me because even though my brothers left the situation that they were in with their wives at the moment, they left and divorced, I still was in my niece's and nephew's life. And they didn't like that shit. Like regardless of me going to work, prior to not, I knew that my nieces, being females especially, needed a male figure around. So they just hated me for it.
Mm. So they didn't. Your nieces and nephews didn't live with you. You had to go to their house.
Yes, yes. I would go every. To be honest with you, 7 days a week, I would go over there probably 4 days a week. I'll cook for the family, cook for them. I'll play with them, take them outside in the backyard. So they were little girls. Now they're grown women, young ladies. But I did all of that with them.
Now
I
what?
enjoyed it. The only reason I did it is because I seen them and me. Like, you know what? Yeah, your dad doesn't understand you. He's just here to focus on money because he knows what it's like to be in a third world country. So he's not going to understand spending quality time. So I did it because I knew if they didn't receive it from a positive source, they would look for it from somewhere out in the world, and I didn't want that.
Yeah, I understand that.
But it helped me back for 15 years because I didn't get married, I didn't have any children, so they helped me back.
Well, why did that? Why do you think that? Why would that stop you from having your own children or get married?
No, because the thing is my brothers. One thing I have to realize in my maturity is that my brothers are my siblings. They're not my family. My family is what I create. And if I would have did what I had to do, be my brother's keeper, loving them, helping them from afar, I would have been having time to make my own family. The things that I know instill into my son, into my daughter that I will have. But instead of me being selfish like how they were, I sacrificed years helping them with their children, making sure they had development, making sure my brothers were okay. And it held me back. It's a sacrifice, but I kind of wish I didn't do it, to be honest with you, because it wasn't reciprocated from my brothers.
Yeah, but I mean, do your nieces and nephews, do they thank you for your involvement and your contribution to helping them grow up?
They benefit from it, but to say thank you to me, no, they haven't, because I don't get involved with my brother and his ex-wife's relationship, and I don't play favorites. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And the thing is, I tell both the parents off, and they both don't like me. The same way, like a lot of people will play their brother's side. Oh, that's my brother. No, he's wrong for cheating, and you're wrong for talking all this shit and putting your hands on him. He never abused you physically, and you putting your hands on him because you can't control your emotions. You're both pieces of shit. Now your daughter's got to grow up because mommy and daddy can't get their shit together. I tell them the truth, and they both dislike me for that. So I don't be invited to any family gatherings or anything.
No, but what I was asking you about was your nieces and nephews. Do they thank you for helping them out?
Certain nieces and nephews do, yes. The ones who are in their 30s now, they do. But the youngest ones that I'm referring to, they don't, because I don't have contact with them. But my eldest nephew, Lewis, he just got out the military about 3-4 years ago. Had a beautiful family. He tells me thank you because my eldest brother, Eddie, is about 59 right now. And when his son was born, we about a couple of years apart. I was more like a big brother to him.
Okay.
And he tells me thank you. And my niece, his sister tells me thank you. Because they have hatred towards their father. Because they asked me, like, listen, you was the one calling me to like, when dad and mom divorced, I was in Texas with my mom. You was calling me more than my dad did. So they tell me thank you. So one of my nephew Lewis, he named his son after me. So he did say thank you, and that makes me feel grateful.
But that's because I'm thinking, like, that's the most important thing. Like, if you've helped raise somebody and then they never acknowledge that you helped out, that you stood in, that you tried to do better and do right by them, and they don't thank you. That's stronger than if they moms or dads or whatever don't thank you, because
the only reason I honestly do it for certain, like my two, it's two nieces that I poured more into than anybody else in my family, is because their family, before my brother got married to them, gave me opportunity. You know, I was a 14-year-old kid in the projects, and they didn't know me. My brother was just fornicating with this one. I went to high school. They helped me get to college. They helped me do things in life. So when they got married and had children, I felt it was my obligation to actually pour in. You know, like, you know how you can be, you know, and growing up in the ghetto, you can either sell drugs, rob people, you know, or luckily stay out of jail. These people, you know, seeing me going through a situation, took me under the wing and said, look, whatever happened between my brother and her is nobody's business, because you need guidance. They sat me down, they helped me go to college, they helped me get certain things in order. So I had to repay that favor. Like with my two nieces, even if they don't ever tell me thank you, I do it for their grandmother.
I hear you.
With the honor, yeah, it's different. But I wish things would have been different. But I wish I would have focused more on myself, because me personally, I have a lot to offer. I feel the thing is, it was just I felt that family always come first, not realizing the same opportunity they had to make their family, I should have been doing it for myself.
Let me ask you this: do you think that is wrong for a parent to put they children in the position to have to help raise their younger children?
No, that's horrible. I have a niece, for example. I try to speak to my family about it since she was 12. They would make her watch her little brother. And I told them, I said, listen, you need to stop making her watch her little brother. And they don't say, oh, but we have to go to work. I said, listen, I understand you have to go to work. We all do. But the parents have to raise the children. I said, she's 12. She's feeding, cooking, cleaning, and changing the diapers of him. She's going to think she's a woman before she's a woman. You better watch yourself. They didn't take no heed to it. Then my niece, like I said, I'm going to have children. My niece ended up getting pregnant at 16 years old. Now, the family had a conversation, and she told him, no, I'm a grown woman. I've been taking care of him. I've been going to work, and I'm about to graduate high school. Regardless of the situation, I'm keeping what I'm doing, and I'm getting married. I'm moving forward. Now, the thing is, by them forcing that on her to watch her little brother, since she had to not even just, you know, go through her menstrual clean herself, she had to take care of a baby, change a baby, prepare food for a baby, make infant milk for a baby, make doctor appointments for her little brother. It made her feel like she was a woman. So when she started acting like one, they got upset. So that's horrible. It's horrible. The brother is a brother and sister is a sister. Like, one thing you see in New York, and it's horrible, you see a lot of children pushing their brothers and sisters in these fucking strollers while the mother and father is walking right there. And then when the child is talking back, they get upset with the child. Why are you talking back? Well, you treat this little mother freaking like they're grown. You let them stay up whenever they want. It's the children, brothers and sisters, not responsible for taking care of each other. It's horrible when it's forced to happen. Because I know people in foster care who tell me, like, no, I had to wash my little sister's clothes in the tub because the foster parents wasn't doing it. Okay. So it's fucked up, you know, when it happens. But no child should have to do that, because it takes away the essence of the child. You ever see some children that look grown in the face, like they hardened, not like all the features, they look hardened.
Yeah.
Because they're doing shit they have no business doing. They don't have the opportunity to be children. That's why I thank God my two youngest nieces, they took advice when I told them don't wear makeup. Since they didn't have to wear makeup, they're singing in gospel churches. Not because their mother and father is forcing them to go. Because no, we want to go and sing. Why y'all want to go to church and sing? Oh, because people in the hood don't sing where we at. So the only place I know is the church. It's safe. Boom, I love it. But people are forcing they're forcing their issues on their children, and it's horrible. It's horrible and stuff. It is, especially for even boys too. Like I know a lot of people personally who stopped going to school because they had to take care of their little brothers and sisters. When a mother and father is clearly capable of going to work, but they don't want to. It's fucked up. I don't agree with that at all. If you're responsible for what you make. If you're not going to spend time with your children, like that's one thing that helps me be celibate, honestly. I see women now, even with with children. I tried dating. Nothing wrong with a woman with children. I tried dating around, and I asked them, "Excuse me, why are you always giving your child the iPad? You don't have no time for the child you make. I can't have sex with you. Oh, what you mean? No, you're attractive, but I see you're not going to be a mother. You have no motherhood. So it's kind of easier now. It's different. The day and age is just changed dramatically."
Okay. So, all right. Well, all right. So, if you had children of your own, you absolutely don't think that. All right. Well, no. Let me ask you this question. If you had children of your own, do you think that you would want the older ones to be a positive influence on the younger ones?
I will want that, but that's not their responsibility. Me as a father, if I don't instill in my children to be good people at all, it's not, oh, be good because I say be good. No, be good because that's the right thing to do. Fuck that. I'm not going to, like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm not, no. You want to do what I do, period.
Well,
I'm not expecting my oldest son to lead an example. I tell my oldest son, no, I'm the example, period. I'm your father. I'm your example, and Jesus is my example. That's simple. Don't try to be like each other because you're not like each other. No fingers the same way. Don't look at him and try to be like him. He's not gonna look at you and try to be like you. Because like even with my brothers and like I realized like having that one that you look at as an example, it backfires as well. Because I have a brother that I looked up to my whole life, but then I realized this man was a and now I've been cheating, shit, broke my heart. Yeah.
What does that have to do with him being a good brother or sister?
Because what you do to one person, you do to anybody.
No,
Regardless of being brother or sister.
Wait.
If you're a snake, in my opinion, I could be wrong.
Okay, but wait, hold on. Let me break this down.
Yes.
If somebody you don't think that is right to judge somebody based on how they treat you? Like, okay, so if your brother and his spouse had marital problems, whether it was infidelity, whether it was disrespect, whether it was irreconcilable differences of some kind, you don't think what does that have to do with how your brother treats you?
That's a great question. The truth is this. People have to look deep with how people treat others in certain ways. And I'll give you a prime example. I was homeless for about 2 years, a little bit over, right? And prime example, one of my brothers, he made his wife have 2 abortions, right? To each their own. Now, I'm looking at it and I'm taking this in, okay, if you're willing to tell the person I do to go get 2 abortions and kill your own children, I'm your brother. If you're doing that to your own children, you don't give a fuck about me. That made me realize, like, for my homelessness, I had my brothers walk over me literally while I was sleeping in the street and sleeping in train stations, knows me and walk over me, look at me without saying a word. Without saying a word. Now, I was hurt. Why is he acting like this? This is my brother. He's supposed to love me. But I had to realize it. You know what? Let me judge his character. Okay, this man lies to everybody, whoever holds him down, regardless of their family or not. He's killing his own family. So he's not going to give a fuck about me. Let me look at it. He's not picking up the phone for people calling from a third world country because he's saying they want money. He ain't picking up their phone calls. Those are people who raised them, he told me. So he can't pick up their phone call, his family, and I'm his brother. He's going to love me? No. So I had to look at it and judge a character for what it is.
Do you think that a man can be a bad husband but still be a good father?
No, because when you're a husband, that's different. That's setting an example. It's It's about who you choose as your spouse as well. Every man, if you find a good wife, you find a good thing. Some men is picking whatever's tight instead of picking what's right. So like, if you whatever you pick as a woman or a husband as a spouse, as a man, you're supposed to take that responsibility. Like, nah, this is how you deal with situations, and that's something like. I'm not really sure how to answer that question, to be honest with you.
So that, I mean, you can answer it the way you think.
Like I seen how a man deal with a woman. Like
Let me.
Argument wise, yes.
What do you think that a woman can be a bad wife, but still be a good mother?
Still be a good mom?
Mm-hmm.
No, because same thing with the man. It's like they're not breaking generational curses, and they're teaching their children, okay, you can stay with somebody and still be bad to each other. They're not teaching nothing correct. It's like, okay, yeah, we're together. Look, you can stay with each other, abuse each other, just don't go nowhere. No, that's not marriage.
Oh, I'm saying, what if
responsibility to each other?
What if they got divorced?
This the thing is, now I'm one of the people who drank the Kool-Aid. Like in my religion, there is no divorce. Only people who non-believers get divorced. So for me, there is no divorce. But for the unbelievers, they get divorced. That's on them. I don't know how to deal with that. That's ungodliness. I'm not trying to. That's like me trying to understand a homosexual. I can't understand why people will get divorced. Once you say I do, like men forget what it's about. The wedding day is not about the woman, and never been about the woman. When they say I do, you're making a promise in front of God. I'm gonna do this until this person is down, until I die. And on that day, that woman takes your name. She becomes less of herself and become you. So it's different. You got to lead the example. Regardless if a woman is good or bad, the way that the man deal with it, the woman's going to reflect it. Like, you just got to be a man. You got some women out here who follow crackheads because they're assertive. No, that's what we doing. This is how we doing it. Men are not assertive no more. But the man has to lead example for his wife and his children.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it shows like a woman can lash out verbally or physically at her husband in front of the children. The children will love the father more, seeing how he dealt with the situation. You know, my mom was crazy, but my daddy never put his hand on my mom. My daddy never called her a bitch. He was quiet. This motherfucker was like taking volume all day. He just looked at her, you okay? Fuck you, I hate you. You okay? After the fifth, okay, yeah, mom was calmed down. Dad was a trooper. When they grow up, you know what? I want a man like that. They ain't gonna break down the situation. They have more respect for their father. Same thing with the man. Nah, regardless with a woman. Like for me, I had a woman literally cut me. In a verbal dispute, a woman I was in a relationship with cut me. I looked at her, bitch, why you cut me? I thought you was gonna hit me. I said, what the fuck? I only been 6 months I was dating. I ain't never put my hand on you. She said, no, the other men I dated, I seen when you argue, they hit you, so I didn't want you to hit me. I said, I would never hit you. Since I didn't respond a negative way, that was the best relationship, 7 years, best relationship I had in my life. Because she seen how I didn't respond the way that negative man would. So it's about example.
So you don't, do you think that it's possible for you to pick the wrong man or woman?
Yes. Some people are so desperate that they just pick whatever comes or whatever's available. For me, in my scripture, it says those who find a good wife are finding of a good thing. Just because you find a wife or find a husband don't mean they're good.
No, what I'm saying is before you get married, you can pick the wrong girlfriend or boyfriend.
No, people know exactly who they're with before they even get married or have a child. One thing I hate in this society with men and women, I didn't know he was like this. I didn't know she was like this until after the kid was born. No, you know exactly what it was. Women intuition. You can tell this, that, and the third, but you can't tell when this motherfucker's not happy. Same thing for men, vice versa.
So you think that if with two people who don't have children yet, you can tell whether they're going to be a good mother or a good father?
Yes, this is one thing. If for me, for example, if I want to see how a woman's going to treat me, I'm going to look at how she treats her family. I want to see how the relationship is with her father, her brothers, and her family. How she talks to them, if she talks to them, and how she's treating them. Because if a woman for a woman don't have no respect for her father because her father was a piece of shit dad by not being in her life, she's gonna have the toxicity in her spirit towards men. I don't want to deal with that shit. So, oh, you don't speak. Why? Oh, because my dad, I was trying to go out late when I was a kid. He wanted to control me, so I left home. Yeah, I can't deal with you. You ain't gonna listen to your father. You ain't gonna listen to me. Sorry, I don't want to have sex before marriage. Well, what's wrong with you? Oh, I don't want to catch AIDS, bitch. I don't want to waste my time getting tested until it's serious. So I'm not fucking touching you. And women looked at me like I was saying something out of this world.
That is out of this world for me.
Hey man, well, I was a late bloomer, so sex really don't control me as a man. Like, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18 years old. So it wasn't like, and even then I was in a relationship, and it wasn't like it's overrated for me because since I was a kid, I was going to church. I realized what sex is here for me. In my scripture, it says it's a gift for me being married, and it's for reproduction purposes. I'm not married, so I ain't got no right to have sex, I feel, because that's what my law say. Because God forbid, if I go against my law and have sex with whatever's available, I can have a kid out of wedlock. My kid can be a bastard. I can fuck around and catch something I can't wash off. It's not worth it.
Okay.
But I realize most people know exactly who they're getting when they look at that person. It ain't, oh, I didn't know he was a cheater. Prime example, one of my brothers, his wife called me, oh, is your brother cheating on me? I said, listen, don't get me involved. You know who you married. You married a fucking Dominican. Y'all go to swinger parties. You get married. You think he's not going to, you think he's going to stop fucking? You know exactly who you married. You know exactly who you got. Talk to him about the shit. Leave me alone. Okay. They get mad with me because I tell them the truth in front of them. Listen, even if I seen you, Missy, with a man on Jamaica Avenue on 163rd Street on Tuesday, I wouldn't say nothing, right, to my brother because I'm minding my fucking business. Y'all have children involved. I'm just here for them. They both don't like me because I tell them both the truth. I've seen them both do dirt, but that's none of my business. I'm going to stay back. But since I've seen they doing dirt to each other, I know what they're going to do to me.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just thinking like, at different times in your life, your perspective on things may make you see things that aren't there, or not see things that are there. So, your age and experience can dictate a lot about where you go and how you see the world. So I think that people can make mistakes. But when I ask you if a man can be a bad husband or boyfriend and still be a good father, my focus is that I
don't mean to interrupt you. I just don't want this supposed to leave me. I apologize. For example, with the husband being the father, how can it affect the both? The blessings come from God to man, from man to woman, from woman to child. If the man is being a great father, spending time with his children, but then he's not giving the mother the physical love and emotional love she needs, she's going to neglect her children. It's going to affect her being a great mom. So it trickles down and stuff. So even though he's there for that child, if he's not there for that woman, doing what she needs to be done and taking care of her needs on the physical and spiritual tip, she's going to break down as a woman and is going to trickle down to the children. Next thing you know, children will start talking loud, being disobedient. So they both affect each other. If you're a good husband, if you're a good father, you have to be a certain way towards his wife because she picks up on the things with your children that you can't pick up on.
Okay, so a man can fall out of love with a woman, or a woman can fall out of love with a man, but I don't think that either one will ever fall out of love with their kids.
This is the truth. People fall out of love with their kids all the time. A mother try to make her son her husband in ways to take care of her financially. They do this all the time. A father can see his daughter starting to go out there dating at 17 and 18 and hate her because he knows she's doing exactly what he was doing at that age. So it happens a lot. It happens a lot. And one thing with the marriage, it says that death do you part. It don't say as long as you love this motherfucker.
Well,
It don't say as long as we rich, as long as we happy, as long as we got a house. No, it says as long as we live and until we die. That's them the rules. It says nothing about happiness, and that's the one thing people get confused. They get mad. They don't. Even if they do get married, they're blessed to get married. They have a kid before they even know who each other are, and then the kid, before the kid hit 4 and 5, the kid got to grow up without mommy and daddy in the home, and it affects the child, male or female. And it's a man's responsibility. And the thing is, we got a lot of men, we got a lot of males, but no men. How you said it before, a lot of males, but no men. Like, I see a lot of women that I know, yeah, I can have a kid with this shit, but no, she's not going to be a mother. She's worried about dick and me making $43 an hour. She's not worried about taking care of my homeschool and my children. She's worried about watching Love and Hip Hop. Like, it's different.
well, I don't know. Each situation is different, but I know for a fact that you can be a good father, but you may not be a very good husband. I mean, the two don't.
You don't think that the being a good father is like is second after being a good husband?
Listen, I know I can be a bad employee and still be a great provider. I can be really good at transportation, but be a real shitty driver.
Good father and husband. Quick question.
Listen, my relationship with one doesn't have anything to do with my relationship with the other. So
the thing is, in natural law is like you're a husband before you're a father.
Okay, well, and on this earth, a lot of people become parents before they ever become married. And
that's the problem. That we got boys being men.
That's all from a certain perspective. The bottom line is a lot of people have children and they're not married, so they are, and many of them are good mothers and fathers. Now they may
not. You think that's okay though?
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it's totally okay
to have children out of wedlock and have children without being married is okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
To look at it. Like psychologically, how many kids grow up with disorders because they don't grow up in a mother and father home?
We don't know
the thing is, we do know.
No, we don't know because I know. Hold on. I know some people who grew up in a 2-parent family and they were just as fucked up. If the 2 parents that are married aren't good people, then they raise people. They raise children who aren't good people also. So just because you get married, just because you get married doesn't make you a decent person. It just means that you
I'm
found
not saying it don't, but that's like the bare minimum for getting you decent.
No, it's not.
You don't. If you see somebody,
you can't associate. You can't associate some things with other things. The way that I deal with my teacher is different than the way I deal with my boss. The way I deal with my cousin is different than the way I deal with my brother. The way that I deal with my
problems in life is I don't have respect for persons. I can't treat people different.
Well, I mean, yes, you can. You may not acknowledge that you do, but you do. You don't treat everybody the same. There's no way. There's no way.
I do. I'll be completely honest with you. If you see a screenshot of my phone,
it doesn't mean just because listen. Just because you are honest with somebody does not mean that you treat everybody the same. And you know what? Speaking of being honest and truthful, there are different versions of honesty and truthfulness.
No.
Yes, there are. Because number one, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. I'm going to show you how. No, wait a minute. I'm going to show you how. You know what? Nowadays, people think that it's their job to tell somebody about themselves or tell them the truth. It ain't your job.
It's not. But you're responsible for the
no. Wait a minute. No. It ain't always your job to do that either. There's a certain thing. There's a certain thing as being as having discretion, so you can choose when to speak and when not to speak. Now, if you're the type of person, that doesn't have anything to do with your delivery. It's deciding when you're going to say something or if you're not going to say something.
Exactly, the delivery. You know what? So many people around. Let me not say this. Like I said,
wait. No. Let me finish. No. Wait. Let me finish. Just like a cop on the street, he may not arrest everybody that he sees committing a crime because it's not worth it all the time. Some are more pressing than others. So where he may see somebody run a red light, he might not address that. Like, well, you know what? They ran a red light. As long as they didn't have an accident, I might have to go. He might have to go protect somebody over here or deal with a theft over there or investigate a homicide somewhere or stop some kind of violent situation. He has discretion.
I'm not a cop.
It doesn't matter whether you are a cop or not. As a man or a woman, you have the right to be discreet. You do not have to follow a blueprint that you can't waver from in any situation. Just like life throws you different situations, such as what we're talking about today, where the siblings might have to help raise their children. Now, you said yourself that you helped raise your nieces and nephews. What did you do that for? If it's solely the mom and the dad's job to raise them, why did you?
I'll tell you exactly.
Wait a minute.
Being the age of
that wasn't. But wait a minute. Wait.
For me.
So what? That's not your job. But you did it.
The thing is, no, I did it for one. This is the thing, and I'm telling you exactly why. Number one, I didn't have no older brother or no father in my life.
So what? But it's not your job. It's not your job. It's not your job to raise your nieces and nephews, right? So what? So what? You're not their mom or their dad.
That's the thing is, I'm speaking for me. That's the only reason I did it because they are half-breeds like me. I'm trying to answer your question. Only reason I did it is because they're half-breeds like me, a Spanish father, black mother. Their last name is Nunez. I never had nobody in my family be there for me as a little kid growing up. No one. Out of 8 brothers, none of them was there for me. Not no father around, so I knew the pain of not having nobody around. So when my nieces was born and I seen that their father, which is my brother, was not around, I chose to be in their life. Because for the simple fact, I see me in them. They're half-breeds like me and they have the same last name. They got my blood.
So you made
it about my brother shitting on me and not.
That's cool. But you made a decision that you didn't have to make, right?
I did not have to make it. No, I didn't.
All right. But so there are. Wait. How? No, how you can't. Wait. You're double talking because you just admitted that you made a decision that you didn't have to make, but now you're saying that you're obligated to. You're not their mom or their dad. There's no obligation. Wait, you're not the. Wait.
Looking back at it now,
they're not your. They are not your children. You did not have to do it. There's no obligation.
They got my blood. I have to.
They got their mother's and father's blood too.
This the thing is, like, if you and me are brothers, right? And you see you my older brother, and you see that I have 2 little kids, and I'm going to work trying my damnedest because we was poor growing up because we lived together. So I'm trying my damnedest to raise my kids. And if you got time on your hands, if you see my kids need a man to take them to a softball game because they doing this shit, you ain't gonna step up as a brother and try, regardless about your relationship with me. I would do a whole lot of different things based on the way that I feel, but you're saying that it's only the mother and father's job to take care of the children. I'm not saying that. That's what you're saying. So you did the mom and the dad's job, but that's not your job.
So
No,
you're saying,
The main, yeah, I see what you're saying. Like the main focus was brothers and sisters ain't supposed to take care of brothers and sisters. Me, I didn't. That wasn't my job for me to take care of my nieces and nephews because that was their mother and father responsibility. 150%. The thing is, like, I regret doing it, but at the same time, it's family is duties. Me being born into my family, Nunez, regardless of the fact, regardless of how I feel about my brothers or not, I have to lay down my life for them when it comes down to it. I've been in situations with them before. Same thing with my nieces. Regardless about how I feel about my brothers, I literally hate my brothers. No funny shit.
okay,
If I can
that's
kill
all.
my brother, if
That's
I can
all.
kill these niggas and get away with it, listen to me. If I can kill these niggas and get away with it, I would.
Don't say that
But
on
I
the
ain't gonna
show.
touch them 'cause they
Don't
no,
do
listen,
that.
but they're
No.
my brothers. I can't cross the line.
You can't say
The
that
thing
on
is,
the show.
I have no respect for persons. I done been in court with my brothers. They done seen me slap the lawyer and get arrested right then again because I didn't like the way the lawyer was talking to me. I don't have respect for persons. When it comes to the blood, I couldn't, like, that's the family I was born into. I have a responsibility, period.
No, because then you can't say if it's your responsibility, then stop saying that it's only the mom and dad's responsibility to raise the children because you're not living that. Huh?
I say it like this: a mother and father can have a kid and not raise them. Is now just because an uncle or aunt raised them, that's a beautiful thing to have somebody raise them, but it's a mother and father responsibility. Period.
It is, but that's my point. No. The only problem here.
Responsibility. Look how many grandparents, right?
No. Slow down. The only problem here is that you're saying that it's only the mom and dad's responsibility to raise the children. So if you're
but we're in a society,
but you're not standing on that. It's either only the mom and dad's responsibility or it ain't. I say it's not only the mom and dad's responsibility. I say whoever cares should step in. But you're saying you're not saying that whoever cares should step in.
I agree with you. I agree with both things that you're saying. This is the thing. The mother and father are solely responsible, honestly, for making that kid. In my word, it says this: if you plant that tree, you responsible for watering it. But it also says, if that is not your child, and you have a heart and love to open up your home and do something for this child, God will bless you even more. So I'm not saying no. It's something about being a good person. I'm saying no morals. No, the mother and father is responsible for taking care of you. Period. But I'm a help if it's my family.
All right. Well, then I would say just
if it's a stranger, all that shit out the window. I would just be honest with you.
I would say just say that. You know what I mean? What you did was a beautiful thing, helping your nieces and nephews out. You know that this world can be a cruel place, and there are going to be people who are going to try to hurt them, whether they hurt them physically or hurt their feelings. So you stepping in is a great thing. You shouldn't make any apologies for that. And you should. And wait a minute. Wait. Just let me say this. You shouldn't make any apologies for that, and you shouldn't make any excuses for anybody else who does it. You know, help is something that's very subjective. None of us make it through this world without needing any help. So whether you need help when you're very young, or whether you need help when you are a young adult, or whether you need help as a fully grown adult,
that don't mean you're gonna get it.
It doesn't, but everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. So when I thought about the topic for this show, did you help raise your brothers and sisters? I did it because I know people who helped out, and it's a beautiful thing. They should be commended. They should be praised. They should be thanked. They should be honored. They should be revered. You know, because they didn't have to do it. I mean, when teenagers become young teenagers, they got to do. You're from New York. You know the pressures that young people have to go through. You know, gang. Hold on. You know the pressures that a young teenager from New York got to go through. You got to go through gang pressure, drug pressure, pussy pressure, dick pressure, homosexual pressure, financial pressure, living arrangements, trying to stay alive. I mean, educational. There's a lot going on with a young person, especially from a big city like New York. So for them to say, you know what, I'm not going to go out and party with my boys or my homegirls or whatever. I'm not going to go get high. I'm not going to worry about getting money and being fly and hanging out and all of that. I'm gonna make sure that my brothers and my sisters are straight. I'm gonna make sure that they got good clothes on their back. I'm gonna make sure that they know that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
It was easy, but the thing is, it was easy. Me growing up in the I grew up in Fort Greene, then I was in Edgemere from 92 to 98, then I was in Baisley Projects until I was 32 years old.
It's
4
not,
years I've been out in projects.
That's
It
cool.
has never been tough for me growing up in this atmosphere. I'll be completely honest with you.
No, it's
it ain't
tough.
never been no pressure, because like,
You
why you ain't coming to hang out with us? Why you ain't drinking? You ain't hanging out in the hood? You think going to the gym is cool? Yeah, I do, and I'll fuck y'all up. What's up?
Okay, that's
I
cool.
didn't have none of that.
That's cool.
I didn't have none of that
That's
pressure.
cool. It's not pressure for you, but for other people who want to do the other things besides take care of they kids that don't belong to them, it's hard.
Man,
You didn't want to do the other stuff. You didn't listen. You didn't want to drink. You didn't want to smoke. You didn't want to hang out. You didn't want a girlfriend. You didn't want none of that shit.
I did. I wanted to be the first one out of all 8 brothers to graduate high school and go to college, and that's what I did.
Okay.
I done fought niggas in my projects because, oh, yo, you going to school, think you better. Nah, nigga, we all in the project. We can go to college for free. Just because I'm doing it, y'all want to be funny with me, I'm fucking y'all up. What's up?
Why is that your approach to everything? Why is everything about violence? What is that?
No, it's not about violence. This is the thing is, you got to know when to fight, when not to fight. And as a man, if you're not capable of standing on what you believe in, period, regardless if it's good or bad, you're not a man. And sometimes you have to punch niggas in their face. And it's the thing is, 9 times out of 10, I destroyed most of my negative encounters with words before I even put hands on a person. And 9 times out of 10, I don't have to put hands on a person. But in my younger days, I had to. Because it was easy. Well, you can't have a conversation with a stupid person. Because when you're using words they can't comprehend, they're going to take it as an insult. This is one thing I realized why I had so many issues in my youth. I would read comic books as 5-ish years old, read the dictionary and shit. I had problems because I would use words people didn't understand in my projects. But then I realized this being 36 years of age. When you are talking to a person who you feel, who you perceive as more intelligent than you literally have the same pain receptors in your mind go off like you're being physically attacked. So I realized why I had conflicts with people. Certain people I'm gonna talk to. Certain people I'm not gonna talk to. Certain people I'm gonna listen. Example, I had 2 men bump me. One guy responded, punch him in his face. The other guy responded by talking to him. The guy that bumped me, fuck you, nigga. This nigga's pussy out here. Beat the shit out of him. Next dude that bumped me, I realized he looking straight at the ground crying. Yo, bro, what's the matter with you? Come here, let me talk to you. What you going through right now? Nah, bro, I almost I end up talking to the man. You got to realize who you're dealing with. Sometimes you have to be violent. Certain people ain't going to understand his.
Yeah, sometimes you have to. Of course, it's necessary to be violent.
Why I have issues with my brothers?
It's
they
necessarily.
I put hands on them, and I'm honest.
But it's not necessary. If somebody is not being violent with you, it's not necessarily to be. It's not necessary to be violent.
This is the thing is, if I tell you, for example, I had to put hands on a motherfucker 2-3 weeks ago. If I tell a grown man as a grown man, listen, I don't know you, I don't have no business with you. I'm not trying to have a conversation with you. Don't talk to me. Leave me be, bro. I don't want to have to tell you not to talk to me again. Leave me alone. God bless you. Mm-hmm. If you had that kind of conversation with a man, the next time the man see you, yo, you gotta put hands on this nigga.
Yo.
It ain't even no like, oh, I'm macho. No, listen, I have 8 brothers I don't want to talk to if I had the opportunity to. I don't want to talk to you. I don't talk to strangers. You see me, you don't know me. I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone, my nigga.
Listen,
you taller. Why you looking up to me for?
Listen,
I put hands on him. Why you trying to be all tough? Nah, I told you, don't talk to me.
All right, but the things that you talking about are not good examples because everybody can't do
Those are
that.
great examples.
No, it's not because that's going to have people getting going to jail and all that
If
kind of
you,
shit.
if
That ain't
you,
no good
no,
example.
if you was a grown man, tell another man, forget about going to jail. Most people, people too scared and shit. You was another man. If you tell somebody else, listen, if you tell them in plain English where they can comprehend, listen, you're making me feel very uncomfortable. I don't know you. Stop and get away from me.
I only
If a
at
man
this stage in
proceeds
my
in
life.
that, you gotta
No,
stop with
no. At
motherfucker.
this stage in my life, I do not exercise violence unless it's in defense and somebody is trying to hurt me. Other than that,
I'm not gonna
there's
let
no
nobody hit
reason.
me first.
Exactly.
I practice Jeet Kune Do, the interception switch.
I'm not putting my
Every
hands
man
on
know how to
anybody.
read
I'm
body
not putting
language.
my hands on nobody.
If I see a person verbally is being aggressive and they body, nah, I'm flattening them.
Okay, that's on you.
I'm flattening.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Yes, sir.
We gotta go, my dude. We got about 4 minutes left in the show. I appreciate you calling though. I do.
I appreciate you, man.
I always learn a
Appreciate it.
lot
I ain't
from you,
trying to
man.
lie, brother.
You're a good dude. You gotta calm down a little
I'll
bit,
try
but
to
you're a
be.
good dude. All right. I'll holler at you. I'll holler at you next time, man.
Brother.
All right, peace. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this globe. Hold on. Before I do that, I gotta give a shout out to my man Wisdom. Appreciate you. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, 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 yeah. Where you at? Uh. Appreciate that. Yes, yes, I do. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate that super chat. Yes, I do. Thanks for sending it through. Said appreciate that. Yeah, yo, I appreciate. You think I don't when I do? I appreciate you. You didn't have to give me nothing, but you reached in your pocket and sent me something, yo. And it will not go unnoticed. Yeah, I appreciate you like the POTUS. Not the POTUS that's standing in the White House now, but I appreciate you just for being down. Yeah, down with the show, down with the movie. Yo, you show improve. Appreciate everything that you do, and I'm never gonna ever gonna forget you. Yo, so thanks for the super chat. Thanks for a couple of dollars. Yeah, that's where it's at. Yeah, everything is appreciated. Yo, that's love. It's never hate with this thing that I'm saying. And this thing that I'm displaying, I appreciate each and every dime. Just the participation, yo, I appreciate. I'm on some other stuff. Yo, life is tough, but when somebody says thanks you enough, is enough. Feel good. Yeah, let's get this thing understood. Thank you, Wisdom. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you mucho. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 22nd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Heather Jenkins, happy birthday to you, and also Michael Little, and also April Cruz, and Tina Jenkins, and also Hervé Semesant, and my auntie Tina Neal, and also and you're gonna see Tina Neal's birthday tomorrow too, because somehow, yeah, we haven't. I don't know. All right, and also Dwayne Yergin. And Delvia Berean lived right around the corner from me. And last but not least, Camille Burns. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious February 22nd, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. I rock out. Rock on to do the damn, to rock out. Rock on to do the damn, rock out. Rock on to do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, yeah, brothers and sisters, whether it's blood in blood, that's one thing that I didn't really get across or didn't talk about too much. Whether sometimes your brothers and your sisters may not be your full-blooded brothers and sisters. You know, you got half brothers and half sisters. In our community, we still look at them as the same thing. But you know, anybody who shows love or who has love can always be a blessing to those who need and who don't have. So for all the brothers and sisters out there who have done right by your younger siblings, and you did your best to keep them out of trouble, and did your best to make sure that they had the things that they need, and did your best to make sure that success was on the horizon for them. Yo, shout out to you and all of y'all. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. So I want to thank y'all for coming through. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, we're going to get on up out of here, yo. Thanks, everybody. Peace.